if the recession were to come today, what would happen to you and your business? Now, no one can actually predict when the recession is going to come here. Every expert talks about it constantly when it gets closer and closer and closer. Tons of people leverage it on the news to be able to get attention, right? But it is physically impossible to actually predict when it's going to happen. Now, we know it's right around the corner, but what does it mean for you if you were trying to be an entrepreneur, you're trying to get in business, or you just are worried about, what would happen if you were to lose your job, right? That's everyone's biggest concern. We're going to dive into this topic today and go into the one skill that you must know and you must really focus on mastering so that you can actually become recession proof, to where it will not even matter if there is a recession. You can still be in a position to win, still be able to pay your bills, still have income coming in. Let's get into it. Now, automatically off of the recession, right? There's typically the top two topics that most people talk about in terms of skills when it comes to business, right? That's marketing and sales. Now, which one of these two is going to be the most beneficial as a must-have if a recession happens, right? So let's start with marketing, right? Off the bat, a lot of people talk about this in business as a skill set, using social media, any type of marketing online. But however, there's one thing you have to have in order to do marketing, and that is capital, right? So on this channel, we talk about this all the time. There's the average 97%, and then there's the top 3%. Off this alone, okay, when it comes to the marketing aspect of it, well, anytime a recession happens, we already know that if you're in the top 3%, this is a gold mine for you. You're already sitting on lots of capital. You already have tons of investments. You have lots of cash flow. In fact, most people that are in the top 3%, when the recession happens, they buy everything for so cheap that they are actually, within a 5-year window, they can actually quadruple plus their wealth. Nuts, right? Absolutely crazy. But that's just if you are there and you have tons of capital. But what if you don't have tons of capital? What if you're not in this position and you are in the 97%, the average, who doesn't have the capital to be able to invest into stocks, or even more so, don't have the capital to be able to spend money on marketing like they are? Because when a recession happens, whatever your product or your service is, you're in a competition war. You have to cut your prices in half, probably worse off than that, right? So how can you survive if you're cutting your prices in half and you don't have the capital to be able to market to keep your business afloat? You can't, right? So right off the bat, if you're the average person in the 97%, marketing's off the table. But the most fundamental thing, doesn't matter whether you're here or you're in the 97%. And even if you were in the top 3% and your business were to just completely crash and you were to lose everything and have to start all over again, and you drop to the 97%, hands down, sales is going to be the number one skill that you need, right? It is fundamental. It doesn't matter about anything. If you know how to sell, if you know how to prospect and be able to close deals, you will be able to make money, right? Now, the preferred method that our team and everything that we teach about is yet leveraging the phone, right? If you can talk to people over the phone, then you can literally print money out of thin air. All you need is just a product or a service, okay? But what if you don't have a product or service? What can you do? Now, whether you love sales or hate sales, again, the purpose of this video is to just tell you what skill is going to help you survive, right? The marketplace doesn't really care whether or not you hate sales. You can hate gravity, right? If you jump off of a building, gravity is going to get you. It is what it is. It doesn't matter whether you hate it or you accept it or not. So if you're watching this video and you're like, oh, well, I don't accept that. I hate sales. Everybody is in sales. No matter what you do, you're always selling something, right? Anytime you go and refer a friend to see your favorite movie, guess what you're doing? You're selling them. That's what sales is all about, right? You're selling them on why they need to go and see the movie. So before you knock on sales, just realize that if you are really good at this, right? You don't have to persuade people into doing something they don't want to do. If you can just come from a position of value, right? You can make money off of it. Now imagine if the economy tanked, right? And the recession happened and you were an avid moviegoer. Now, this would probably never happen. This is hypothetical. But what if a movie theater were to tell you, hey, look, if you get people to come to see this movie, we will pay you a commission, right? That would be a pretty awesome deal, right? Especially think about something big as the Avengers, and you can just go and tell everybody about it, how awesome it was, and you were going to be able to make money doing so. Would you not go and tell people about the Avengers? So let's go ahead and get into it. So if you don't have a product or service, here's what you can do to be in a position to win. But you have to have this as a skill of being able to sell over the phone, okay? So if you're here in the 97% and you have the skill of sales, what you can do to put yourself in a position to win is exactly what it is that we do. We do this now. It doesn't matter whether the recession happened or not, is you just find someone in the 3% who's already in the position to win with the marketing, they have the capital, and you literally just go to them and say, hey, you're already spending money on advertising. You already have a product and service in place, right? This can be a company. It could be an individual. It could be a person. It doesn't matter. You just find somebody who is in a position to where they already have a product and service, so you don't have to worry about it. Or if you have a skill set yourself and you do want to have a product or service, right? Maybe you're a personal trainer. It doesn't matter. If the recession happens and you have the skill of sales, right, and you know how to prospect and everything like that, you're still going to be in a position to win. It's fundamental. The phone's not going anywhere. Sales is not going anywhere. Sales is a necessity. But if you can go to somebody that's in the top 3% who's going to spend money, you can literally say, hey, look, they already have an offer. They're already spending money on it, right? Now, there's two choices from somebody that's spending money on an offer, right? They either buy or they don't buy, right? Pretty straightforward. Spending money in advertising, you're already spending the money, they already have a product or service and offer, and people either bought or they didn't buy. If you needed to make extra capital, you needed to make every extra income, you can literally go to somebody in the top 3% and say, hey, you're already spending money in advertising, you already have an offer. I know for a fact that there's going to be people who aren't buying. Let me call these people who didn't buy. No risk to you, doesn't matter anyways, they didn't buy anyways. Hey, let me call these people, and you know what? If they end up buying, why don't you cut me a percentage? Literally, if you do this, it doesn't matter in the recession proof. You can lean on the 3% of people who are going to be able to get through the recession, that have the capital. And if you have this as a skill, you can do this from home, just like me, our team, and everyone that all of my students are actually doing this. And you can literally just dial leads, and whoever didn't buy, if they buy, you make money off of it. Percentage, right? And the cool thing about this is it's no risk to the 3%, right? What do they have to lose? The person wasn't going to buy anyways. They already said no. They didn't show interest. If they drove traffic to their website, and let's say it's something like, a pair of shoes, right? Let's say it was a $500 pair of shoes. If they went to the website, we had the traffic going there and somebody already landed on the pair of shoes, but let's say that they went to go check out and something happened and they didn't check out, right? They already didn't buy. So it's no risk to the person that's in the top 3% spending money in advertising, right? And all you got to do is just call and say, hey, I noticed that you landed on our page, but you went to check out, but you actually didn't purchase it. You know what's going on there? How can we help? Do you would love to offer you a discount code? Something like that. So you just taking that effort and just picking up the phone and dialing and talking to this person. If they sell, guess what? You just made money out of nowhere from the comforts of your own home. Leveraging this skill, and it doesn't matter whether it's a recession or not, you're putting yourself in a position to win without having to worry about having the capital or having an offer or anything on your own. Okay. Now, what's even crazier is once you do this is just to get your foot in the door. Okay. You can do this. We're seeing returns right now from just actually dialing people who don't purchase an offer. That is actually 7 times more than actual scheduled calls. But once you're in good graces with a person that's in the top 3%, once you're in the good graces, you don't have to just do outbound. You can ask them, hey, look, maybe people want to come to your offer and they have questions and they want to actually schedule. Once you produce results and you're making money, now you can earn the good graces to actually schedule a call. And again, working off of a pure commission basis only, you can make money. Now, what kind of money is possible with this? Well, just like on our team, Scott actually in 2 weeks working from home, he has a family. He does this full time working from home, made $4,300, $4,300 in only 2 weeks. 2 weeks time doing this, handling the offers, leveraging sales with the skill set of talking over the phone, just providing value to people who saw an offer and wanted to make the decision to buy or not. That's it. Giving value to that audience. That's what's possible when you have the skill set, and it's not going to matter whether or not there's a recession. So if you are intimidated by the word sales, it's really not that difficult. All you're doing is just coming from a position of value, just offering to help and service somebody, right? And honestly, if the recession happened and you lost your job, you're really going to complain about having to go and give value to somebody if it means being able to make money and be in a position to win, right? It won't matter. So This is the power of having the skill set of sales, right? And I teach this all the time. I teach my Inception 8-step flow method, where you can actually leverage the social proof that's in place of the 3% to make the sales process significantly easier. So you don't have to actually sell them on why they need the offer. You can actually have the prospect sell themselves to you on why they think the offer would benefit them. But that's a whole different topic. I wanted to address this today and really tell you that if you master the skill of sales, especially when it comes to being on the phone, being able to just pick up the phone and dial, and you combine with somebody in the top 3%, it's going to be completely recession proof. You're still going to be able to make money. You're still going to be able to get through, pay your bills, regardless of whether you have a job or not. This skill is going to save you. If you found this valuable and you want to see more videos like this or more in-depth things about this topic alone, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications, okay? Post in the comments below if you have any questions. Also, post in the comments below if you're actively doing this. If you're actively leveraging this skill right now and making money like Scott, right? If you're having success with this, put it in the comments below, and definitely ask any questions. Just going to do more videos on this. This is a lot of fun for me, and I will see you guys in the next video.